Hey everybody, it's Wednesday here in Cypress, Texas. So I've been here just at 2 years now, and I came here to be the director of a vocational rehabilitation program for veterans and ex-felons. And they never got the building. They, um, but one of the guys with the church had a real heart for these people that come here. They all relocated from California, Canada, and Australia to get them functional, right? Get them prosperous, right? Um, and so he had me be like one of the keynote speakers for this Catalyst conference. It was, getting people to get together their finances, that's what I do. And like four people came to my table, right? Isn't that funny? Because it's hard, right? You gotta look at the things that you know, you're doing that you don't really want to quit doing, even though it's not good for you, right? Financially. And and then I got given this um, business incubator course by Jason Cisneros, and I've done it like 3 times. And the last time I did it, he says in the first module you got to die to yourself, and it made me think of the temple process. The Hebrew temple, the Moses' temple, right? And I'm like, so I'm paying attention that what he teaches follows the flow of the temple. So I did a whole PowerPoint on that, and and then I've been trying to get in with these voc rehab programs here in Houston to go and talk to them about getting their finances together, because they're going to make, once they get their certificate and they graduate, with whatever HVAC technician, welder, cosmetologist, um, the automotive, mechanic. They're going to make more money than they ever made before, and they're gonna get a new car, they're gonna get an apartment or get a house, and they're gonna life's gonna be good for a while, right? But then they're gonna get older and they're gonna, oh, I should have been saving that money. So I want to talk to them, and like it's just gonna be branding for me. So when they do start making more money, they know who to call, right? And there was so there's this one, um, Tulsa welding, and this young guy came to the church about a year ago from Pennsylvania, and then he couldn't get a job, went back, did some electrical, journeyman electrical work, and came back. I'm like, would you ever consider doing HVAC? And he's like, yeah. So I turned him on to Tulsa Welding. They have an HVAC program, and he filled out the FAFSA form, got a grant to cover his whole tuition, and they're going to set him up um, part time with a company that's an HVAC company, right? And I'm like, that's sweet, right? And so I'm like, there's this other place, and I thought it was a Voc Rehab place, but I went there. It's TXRX Labs, and they teach advanced skills. So they teach CAD drawing. Basically, if you graduate from a trade school and you go to them, they're going to give you a little bit better, a little bit more knowledge to make you more competitive than everybody that just graduated out of a trade school, right? So they give you advanced training. And there's a young lady that was going to school in Chicago for civil engineering, and she didn't finish, but she knows how to do CAD. She got a cursory class on CAD, so I referred her to them so they can get her some advanced skills, because she's what she's doing right now isn't really producing enough for her, right? and she could make a lot more money doing CAD. And so when I went to these guys and they told me what they do, basically, and I told them what I want to do, he said, you ought to start an apprenticeship program. And I got thinking about that. I'm like, what that would take? Because I already have a relationship with two employment agencies. One of them focuses on veterans. It finds executive jobs for veterans, mostly in the oil and gas industry. The other one, what they do is they're started by General Remo Butler, retired Brigadier General Remo Butler. We knew each other in Panama. He was the first black general in special forces in the U.S. Army, and we knew each other in Panama. So he's got an employment agency. So I'm like, oh wow, we just approach companies that are looking for good workers and see if they would offer an apprenticeship program. And so we pull from these different trade schools to get these people in these apprenticeship programs. It's a no-brainer. And guess what? I don't charge nothing, right? I want them to sit down with me. We'll look at their finances, right, and see, okay, once you do this job, you can make this much more money. What you're going to do with it, okay, and get them a plan, and I'll help them with that, and that's how I get paid, right? So I'm excited about this. So, just kind of, when it falls in my lap like this, I know why I'm benefiting. I know who did it for me. All right. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye bye.